Hello and welcome to this World of Warships replay. So today I'm going to show you my North Carolina replay I got yesterday. I rebought North Carolina because I play in some competitive games right now and the NCAL is just a very good ship for competitive. In the chat screen you can see that I was a bit mad. This has all to do with the enemy platoon division right there. Yeah. Let's say that I wasn't really that happy. I didn't really see our chances of winning this game that highly. Yeah, I think it's just a dick move to do in my opinion, but opinions can differ. So, this is a tier 9 game on trap. Not really anything that surprising, except for that enemy platoon of course. But this is basically the type of matchmaking you tend to get in North Carolina. Moving to B, because B is in my opinion a very strong position to go to. Don't really want to go A, because once you go A it's really hard to support the rest of the map, but that's generally like a big problem on this map anyway. Playing together with Robber Baron, you've seen him in my previous replay with the Yamato, if I recall correctly. There's a decent player, nice guy to platoon up with, so. Taking a pot shot at the Dimitri Donskoy, because yeah, why not? The guy is going to prove quite dangerous in this game. Enemy Okinovoy getting a bit, yeah, cocky I would say, showing yourself to the entire enemy team. Start of the game not really the best decision you could make. So that's already a first butt in the back. Game started off quite well. We already have a points lead. Trying to take a pot shot at Atago. Or at least doubting to do so. But then I spot the Leningrad and I see him as a priority target for me. I'm trying to aid my destroyers as much as I can, because it's the destroyers who typically win the games. Orminsk takes out the Leningrad, which is very good. The guy, yeah, then gets blasted by the enemy Iowa. Think he took a torpedo, but I'm not that sure. The Iowa was quite far away, so I was really surprised that he got him. So, and since the Iowa didn't get a devastating strike, I do think he got hit by a torpedo before that. Anyway, the game is going a bit slow, so I'm going to speed it up a little. Sadly, I can't use my cursor for whatever reason. It's a bit sad because I tend to use my cursor to point you to things. But yeah, a replay system not really that good in World of Warships, sadly. Enemy Atago turning into B. This is a bit weird. Gets punished for it quite badly, of course, with his Citadel. North Carolina is quite good for shooting over islands, since the shell arc is quite high. Yeah, it's also quite good to Citadel people as well, because you tend to plunge your shells into the enemy Citadel. Decide to launch my spotter plane to see if I can get a better shot on that Taka's Citadel. Sadly enough, only one shell goes over. pushing forward, but it's actually not something I want to do, all because the enemy Iowa is on my side. This is my spatial awareness basically kicking in. If I push up more, the Iowa is going to get a clean shot into my citadel. I'm also turning to the right to avoid that happening. I'm gonna go and try to back off again, because I don't want to get shot at by every single direction. I'm holding my fire here to see if the Ataco is going to ground or not, but he just disappeared, which is a bit sad. Because if I think he did ground over here, because later on he's going to pop up again. But the problem is that he just disappeared when that happened. The guy very wisely decides not to shoot back at me, because otherwise he would have been pummeled basically. But yeah, I'm playing extremely cautious at the moment, trying to safeguard my own health quite a bit. In my opinion, we should defend now like what our team is doing on the left. Except for that guy, that Bismarck, that's extremely badly positioned in my opinion. The Atago gets quite lucky over here. But yeah, the enemy team is now just leading by 1 kill. There's not really that hard to come back from. I've now decided to call back my Benson because I didn't want him to lose against the Maas. I didn't think he could win a gunfight against the Maas alone. So I told him to get back a little. Now I saw this Iowa on my right flank, trying to outflank basically our team. Now, if there's something I like to do quite a lot in my North Carolina, it's to brawl. This guy, once you're in an Iowa in this position, it's quite difficult to start turning again. The turning circle of the Iowa is huge. And because I'm in this extremely annoying position for him, it's a bit annoying for him to turn into me. He also slowed down, which is a bit of a mistake, because it just gives me a clean shot into his citadel. But yeah, the guy made a big mistake not turning in, and he's going to get punished for it. There's like no way around it, you're not going to survive this. Just finish him off with 2 citadels. I see the Izumo and the Bismarck coming into B. Of course, those guys are my next target. The people who try to outflank my position are basically dead, so now I can try to outflank them instead. Yep, fast forward. I'm already up to 107,000 damage. Detected now, but I don't think anyone is paying attention to me. As long as people don't fire, I've noticed that very often people don't tend to pay attention to you unless you fired upon them. Bismarck in front of me is... I thought he was going to bow in against me, and because this Mogami was on low health I decided to shoot him instead. It's always better to limit the amount of gun shooting at your team. And the Mogami has quite a lot of them. I have a double fire going on myself thanks to those Bismarck's secondaries, but it's not really a biggie as I still had my damage control. Bismarck has to turn to the right to avoid getting grounded. Of course I am just pointing my bow towards him. Take a quick look at Zufal Snoop over there and the other Bismarck to see if he isn't aiming at my broadside, but he isn't, so I can just continue. I'm trying to still keep a decent angle towards the Bismarck while still getting my guns on target. And well, yeah, the guy made a big mistake showing that much broadside. He should have turned towards me instead of trying to run away, because now he just exposes his quite weak stern arms. I'm still trying to keep an angle towards his rear guns to avoid getting citadeled. He's going to die soon anyway, so I really didn't see any issues. Not showing broadside. Enemy mass, of course, my top priority now. The destroyers should always be your top priority in games like this, in domination games. But yeah, sadly I missed quite a lot of my shells. I think my aim was relatively on point, but it was just dispersion that was a bit sad. Those torpedoes from the mass were never going to hit, because I was that close to the island already. Now comes the most dangerous part for me in this entire game, is turning around. We really need to hold B at this moment to have a chance of winning it. And viewer, well, my Benson is on quite low HP too. So I told Robert to just torpedo and avoid using his guns for now, because I don't want him to get focused down by the Bismarck before I can help him. The Bismarck shot a bit too soon, so now he doesn't have a shot ready for when I turn broadside to him. The guy is reversing, but showing a little bit too much broadside here. Bismarck now shot, but I was already angled quite good. The heavy North Carolina shells just punch through his deck armor and do 18k damage to him. It's not that as a German battleship that your citadel is hard to hit, that you can't take massive damage giving broadside. That's what the guy has shown just now. We're going to see a bit of a miscommunication between me and Robbie in a few seconds. I'm telling him to smoke up so he can use his guns, but he thought I meant that he should smoke me up. But that would be a mistake, since then we can't spot the Bismarck again. So I was like yelling, oh, what the hell are you doing? But wasn't really a big of an issue since I still had my spotter plane left to keep him spotted. I just wanted him to smoke so that he can shoot basically without getting targeted. Again, I focused the DD first because the Bismarck is showing me a broadside, showing me his nose. Now that the Maas is smoked up, I really have no other option than shoot the Bismarck. The Maas shot a widespread torpedo volley at me, but widespread doesn't really matter that much. I did 21,000 damage to Mr. Bismarck right here. Showing me again too much broadside.
Problem solved, sir.
The German smoke ran out, so the Maas had to run away, but he was already too close to me, so he really couldn't flee away. Now at this point I already know that we're basically screwed over. Looking at the time, you can see that we only have 1 minute and 15 seconds left, and it's only a matter of doing the maths quite quickly that you know that we can't make it anymore. Although we had control of 2 caps for quite a big time, the fact that B was contested for so long meant that we basically got no points for holding it. Yeah. Hitting a Donskoy at this range in North Carolina is quite hard. It's not impossible, but Donskoy is quite fast and the North Carolina shells are quite slow. Since I'm the only guy shooting at him, it's also not that hard to avoid getting hit. This salvo was basically on target, but he made a little course adjustment, and that made me miss. It's a bit sad, but nothing much you can do about it. So let's go to the screenshots. Hup. Okay. Sadly this was a defeat, but it was one hell of a defeat if you ask me. 304,000 credits without premium and without the win bonus, so that's quite a lot. 1,970 base XP on a loss, that's extremely good. 99 free XP, it's not a premium, so you don't get your hopes up. Confederate medal, First Blood, a Dreadnought medal and High Caliber. The only thing that is missing was the Kraken. I could have gotten a Kraken if I finished off that one Bismarck. I think they both got stolen from me. Not that sure. I think they were stolen. But hell, doesn't really matter that much. 213,000 damage, basically 214,000 if you round it up. It's a very nice amount. This is my highest amount of non-Yamato damage. So yeah, it's quite the feat for me. My platoon got first and second place. Robert played extremely well, although we had a bit of a misunderstanding at the last part, but me and him worked quite well together, so that's nice. Of course, enemy team, like, yeah, it's not really that hard to win a game when you have 6 people over voice comms talking to each other. Yeah, it's just a bit stupid. But how? If you want to break the game, go ahead, I guess. Got more base experience than the enemy Donskoy for a win. You have to count 50% extra base EXP if you win, so this was basically a 2900 base EXP game if it were a win, but sadly it wasn't. Detailed reports and credits and XP is not really that important. It's nice to look at sometimes, but you can just pause if you want to. Anyway, that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to add that I'm sorry that I've been a bit inactive, but it's been this time of year again that all the tasks and all the exams are coming too, so it's really hard for me to make time free to do a video, because it actually takes quite a while to make one. And then the final thing I wanted to add is that I still have a Discord. It's extremely full. It's like 5 people in it. Always like talking to people, but sadly enough there's not a lot of interest for that. But the Discord link is in the description if you wanted to come and chat with me. Then the only thing that rests me is to wish you a very nice day, and I hope I see you guys next time. Bye.